I thought the priority was.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. We're back with Edge Case. We're back for the final day of Edge Case Collection, and this has been an amazing event. We've appreciated all of y'all's donations. So, to start off the last run, we'll have Star-Lord Rhea playing Quest 64. So Rhea, if you want to get started, we can start that.
All right. Well, rather than explain the game, I'm going to just go ahead and get started. The first couple minutes is just kind of not doing much. So I'll go ahead and give a 5 count and we'll get underway. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, so we gotta match through some text. Gonna change our text speed to maximum. And then we are going to go ahead and head out of the monastery. So the plot of the game, to the extent there is one, a book got stolen from the monastery. Your dad goes to look for the book. Dad went missing, and you go to look for your dad and for the book. And spoiler alert, if we do get through this run, we will find both your dad and the book. But neither of them will be particularly important. Anyway. So, this is all spirits. It means we have to get all 98 of the overworld spirits. We should get them off. It should. I've done this run a fair few times. And well, I don't really know what else to say right now. Just gonna talk to Pat. He's gonna give us some bread. We're gonna pick up some more bread here. And then we're gonna head out of the monastery. Oh, on. Doors are weird. Doors. They have their own hitboxes, and they don't always match up to the hitbox to like the actual door model, so they can be kind of annoying. So we're gonna head around to the left here to the stable. There's our first spirit, which is basically an offensive level. The first spirits we get until we get to 19, those are all going to go into water. And then once we get to 19 water, then we're going to go into, well, we're going to actually go up to 25 water because we want the Heal More spell, as well as Exit, Escape, and Return, which are at 19, 20, 50, and 24 water respectively. We're now going to head down the monastery into the town of Melroad and pick up the White Wings, which we're just going to use after we pick up the spirit elsewhere in Melroad, just because it saves some time because the spirit's kind of out of the way. We're also going to pick up one more chest of fresh bread, and then we're going to leave for the town of Dondrin. I'm trying to think what else there is to say, but yeah, that's pretty much what the Grand Abbot says. Like, I know you're determined to go after your dad in the book. I don't really want you to go, but if you are going to go, you should probably head to the town of Dondrin. I will petition King Scotford of Dondrin to offer you protection. And then we're going to get to Dondrin. The king's going to be like, hey, I'd really, really love to help you and all, but this real jerk named Solvering came and done stole the Earth Orb, and that's kind of really important to us. So we can't really help you right now. Bye. So we have to go get the Earth Orb, and then King Scotford's going to be, oh wow, you got the Earth Orb. You could keep it. And then we're going to repeat that like 3 more times. Grab the Spirit, White Wings. And we're going to run around here. We're going to hope that our first encounter is bunnies, werehairs, and not Heckers. Heckers-E. We don't want Heckers-E because, there we go, bunnies. We're going to hold A and Z. We're going to mash through our first turn. It's going to give us some extra agility, so our agility is going to go from 5 to 8. Thank you, Glitches. You are truly a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we're going to use that in order to power level our agility. Okay, go ahead and pass our turn here. We do need to get some experience. We need 77 experience for the first boss. So that we hit 19 water after Solvering. So do this, because why the heck not? And, nope, no, I missed. Yeah, you can get to see that miss a lot. There we go. Alright, that's 6 experience. Heckers, Heckers-E. Those are worth 3 apiece. I do know what most of the enemies for the first region are worth. I think I know what they're all worth. Go ahead and pass here. Pass a turn for a little bit more agility. So leveling this game, you kind of have... it's kind of Final Fantasy II, and by 2 I mean actually Final Fantasy II, not 2 as in 4. Level mechanics where you gain stats by using them. So we gain HP by taking hits or by using our staff for physical damage. We gain MP by casting magic successfully. We gain defense by taking hits, and we gain agility by running around. Mostly in battle. Out of battle running does get you a little bit of agility. However, we're going to use glitches in order to cheese a lot of the agility, so we'll be able to stay really high on agility experience. We want to have, we'll have about 45 agility by the time we get to the first boss, and for the sake of records, like without agility glitch, we'd end the game like probably around 30 agility, and with the agility glitch, we're going to end around 110. Alright, grab the spirit in here. If we were good, if we we're on a good pace, we'd get that spirit right just after the 5-minute mark, but I'm imagining we're probably not on a particularly good pace because it's a marathon, and marathon lots of things. Moving right along, trying to go ahead and run out of this fight. Oh yeah, one of the side effects about the agility glitch is that the battle arena, the big octagon that governs where you can move, how far you have to get out to escape the battle, that doesn't appear until the first time we don't do agility glitch. So, weird, undefined, unexpected edge cases and side effects. Yeah, I'm a nerd. You're gonna have to... Nerdy inner mechanics. Oh, I have water pillar too. What the heck am I doing? What the baby rage is going on here? Anyway, that's 6 more experience with the 15 now. We need, as I said, we need to get to 77. There's a spirit in there. We can get from the other side of the check zone is large enough that we can get it from the other side without having to go into the little area of the house. Moving along, we're heading up to the town of Dondrin. We're doing just a... Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and not agility glitch this just because big notes are really slow. And what else? They're slow, and we do want to see the arena at some point. It is useful to have that knowledge. And now that we've done a fight without agility glitch at the start, we'll be able to see it for every fight, including the ones that we don't.
Hey, when we get a chance, do we have time for a donation and an announcement?
I think this is a good time. Go ahead.
Okay, we have $30 from Mooware. No comment, but thank you for your donation, and that's going toward Tetris Grandmaster enabling Uki mode. So that's currently at $73 out of 800, and I think it's later today. So be sure to get your donations in for that. And also with that, Frozen Flagon will officially be teaching me Powerpuff Girls Him and Seek for the Game Boy Advance. So thanks for getting your donations in for that, and be sure. And the next milestone will be Dijon Ketchup learning Final Fantasy IV Quality of Life Paladin % at $7,680. So get your donations in for that, and so feel free to continue going. Read. I just needed to let everyone know about that.
Okay. So one spirit that we can grab here now. Pick up the yellow wings because there's 2 more spirits in Donner that we can't get until after some upcoming bosses. So until we get that far, until we get past the next 2 bosses, we're gonna just hold on to those yellow wings because we're gonna have to warp back here to get the spirits that we can't get yet. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about all. I could have gotten the dewdrop in the tavern because I didn't get the dewdrop drop from the Heckers. However, I didn't think it was necessary. Check our agility. 16 agility is where we want to be going into the forest because there's so the agility glitch only works whenever you are faster than the enemies. So you have to actually do enough agility glitching that you stay faster than all the enemies. So I need 8 agility to be faster than everything in Holy Plane. I need 16 to be faster than everything in Conquered Forest, because the Kobold enemies, which are actually wolves and not lizard people in this game, I don't know how they screwed that up, have 16 agility. Gonna grab that spirit. Oh, I am fully healed. I did not need to do that. Yay! Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run around. We're gonna take a bunch of hits because I am a glutton for punishment. And we're gonna take a bunch of hits. As I said, we have Final Fantasy II like leveling mechanics, so I need to take a bunch of hits in order to gain HP and defense. I want to be at 59 HP and 9 defense so that I do not get 3-hit KO'd by the first boss. See, my max HP has gone up to 53 already. One more. It is possible for the Kobolds to do up to about 9 damage, so I want to get that heal off right away. Something you saw me do there is something I call heal chaining or chain healing, where I cast healing in short, being in short, in kind of cadence like that, where it's actually reducing the animation frames a little bit, so it's a small time save. But we try to get our small time saves where we can. So in this game, your HP and defense increase based on the number of hits you take. So enemies like the Marionasties that do attacks that hit multiple times are preferable over enemies that do a lot of damage with a single hit. Yeah, Marionasty. It's a nasty version of Mario. But I think it's actually supposed to be like a marionette that's nasty.
So, is it okay if I talk some about the event that's going on?
Just a moment. I do. So, in order to boost agility, I want to say this, and then there will be some time while I'm doing some grinding. In order to boost agility, the agility glitch works by looking at your XY coordinates, and a great way to modify your XY coordinates by a lot really quickly is by doing zone transitions. Just take advantage of the fact that it's got a pretty negative Y coordinate on the entrance into the Holy Plane area, and then versus here, so I'm getting extra agility by zoning in and out quickly. So we're going to do that a few times to get up to about 30-ish, 30 to 35 agility, and that's going to kind of set us up for the next part of the game. But yeah, now that we're just going to be doing some grinding, getting some experience, getting some defense, now is a great time to go and plug some marathon stuff.
So I just want to plug the event that's going on. Welcome to Undefined Behaviour, a showcase and speedrunning marathon centered around queering games and queerness in games. For this marathon, we're exploring glitchy, unusual, and marathon unsafe runs, as well as adjacent and related queer gaming content. We queer games when we reject limits and rules, when we play in atypical ways, and when we read diversity into stories and themes. And this is also the very first Undefined Behaviour marathon, and we're so excited to share all these games and showcases with you. And this is being put on by Edge Case Collective, a streaming group made up of creative queers who play, build, and break games in interesting ways. And you can follow us at twitch.tv/EdgeCaseCollective for more great content. And I guess another thing I'll mention is that if you donate $5, so Rhea, are you a fan of Rhea puns?
I have been told that I know I have a fair stash of them.
Cool. So, if you want to donate $5, we'll do like I can do like a Rhea pun, if you want to donate with your own Rhea pun, I can read it. Rhea it. Oh my gosh.
This is going to be a glorious 2 hours for me and a horrible 2 hours for everybody else.
Yeah. Let me. Okay. See if anything else has come in real quick. Not yet, but yeah, feel free to get your donations in for that. But anyway, you can continue explaining, Rhea, if you want.
There's not much to explain right now. We're just going to be taking some hits from the Frog Knight, and we're going to go and take the hit from the Marinaski as well. Another thing to be aware of, you'll see me rotate the camera around. This is mostly for lag reduction. Oh. Can I explain agility glitch some more? So if I am faster than every enemy in the fight and I immediately pass my turn before kind of the game has figured out what to do with me, the game, instead of treating all of the distance since the last fight as out of battle movement and giving me a small amount of agility based on that out of battle movement, it instead gets tricked into thinking that it all happened in battle instead, and it gives me the much greater multiplier for movement in battle versus movement out of battle. So it's going to, so by doing it through screen transitions, I'm able to get a whole bunch of agility experience all at once, which is going to really allow me to turbocharge my agility gain. And agility is actually a really important stat. It governs your turn order. It also governs how accurate your spells are and how efficiently you can evade enemy spells. So HP, defense, and MP are all, I think, mostly self-explanatory. I think this will be the last time we need to jump out here, and then we'll be good on agility before solving. We'll have 43. Yeah, we'll be good there. Might have even done one more than I needed to, but we can always just do one less later. So now we're going to head on to where Solving is. The spirit in here. That chest contains the giant shoes, which, would be useful, but it's mostly only used in a true glitchless run. With the agility glitch in either glitches or no major glitches, it's really not super important to have it because we would use that on the boss, but our movement range is going to be so massive that it's not really going to be important. Alright, 14, so we have about 50 experience. I kind of lost track because of the whole just trying to explain other stuff, but as I said, we'll need 70 experience, which is that is okay, because we hit it. It is 16 water plus 25%.
If we have time for donations, we do have a donation.
Yeah, now is probably a pretty good time.
Okay, so we have $5 for Must Be Tuesday music. Really excited to hear Garby read some Rhea puns. Thank you for that.
We really appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, really bad puns? These are really amazing. How dare you? How dare you call these bad puns?
Yeah, I really can't believe you would say something like that.
Wink. Wink. We are 3%, so we are 6 experience away. I'm still a little short on defense. But thankfully the game delivered. I'm sorry. I'm being told that I'm kind of quiet. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of how my setup is. I got too close. He's gonna cyclone me. Still a little low on only 83%. So I was grinding defense right there. So I need a little bit more defense if I can get it, and a little bit more. So okay, we're good on. Alright, should be good. Okay, yeah, we're at 9 defense.
So if there's time, I'd like to talk a little bit about the charity.
We're just about to enter a boss, but we'll have some time after the boss if you don't we can do that.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So this is solving the first boss. Before we do that, we're gonna hug that wall there to avoid triggering the fight right away. That way we can go over here and grab his honey bread. So we have one more healing item just in case we need it. We shouldn't need it, but so we're gonna move forward just a little bit. We're gonna hope that he just bait him into using his long range attack that we can dodge. Throw up water pillar 325. Okay, he's got 200 health, so I'm gonna be counting damage. 48.
Oh right, yeah.
So that's 48, 23, 71. And 20 more is 91. 111. I could die at 8, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to use the honey bread. Try to bait him into his long range attack again. Good. Alright, another 23 is 134. 158. 179. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really good luck because I have so much agility. I have so much more agility than you have in Glitchless. Yeah, the out of syncness, I apologize. And there he's gone. It's just because of how the audio is being captured. I apologize for that, but I don't think there's anything we can do. And yeah, the luck, quote unquote, is going to be really good because the agility is super high, because I already have 40 plus agility. So compared with like a Glitchless run where you might have like 8 or 9 agility, you're going to hit a lot more, and then a Solarun's going to miss a lot more as well. So it makes the fight considerably safer than in true Glitchless run. Anyway, we're going to do some agility glitching, and then I'm going to do my first spirit cloning, and then once we do our first spirit cloning, which I should probably explain that, spirit cloning where I'm going to turn this one spirit here, using the power of glitches. I'm going to turn this, watch my water spirits carefully. stand right here, stand over the spirit exit. I got 3. Alright, so that's where you stand over spirit, you cast exit, and I turn 1 spirit into more. I'd like to get 4, but unfortunately I got 3, so not ideal. I'd like to have 4, that's 23, that's what I'm hoping to get off of my clones. 23 would get me access to escape right away, but it's not a huge deal. There's a spirit coming up in Donner Flats right at the start, so I'll be able to get 23, we'll have the escape, so I can just do an extra clone later on, it's not a big deal. Anyway, we're just going to be doing a couple of agility grinding. We're going to go heading through. We're going to grab a couple of spirits. We're going to head to Glencoe Forest and do some more spirit cloning for a little while. And I know that Garby wanted to say some stuff about marathons, so let's go ahead and get her back in. I think now's a good time while I'm kind of going through.
Yeah, so I just want to say that for this event we're raising funds for the Trevor Project, an American non-profit organization that focuses on suicide prevention efforts among lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning people under 25 years old. It operates the Trevor Lifeline, a confidential service that offers trained counselors through a toll-free phone number. The Trevor Project is committed to producing research that brings new knowledge and clinical implications to the field of suicidology, and also advocates for laws and policies that will reduce suicide among LGBTQ+ young people. We're delighted to support this invaluable, life-affirming organization. And in addition, I also have another announcement. Let me just pull it up.
Ooh, more announcements. Exciting.
Yeah, so in addition to the stretch goal I mentioned earlier of Dijon Ketchup Learning, FF4 Quality of Life, we'll also have a couple of other bonus streams as stretch goals. If we hit $8,192, we'll have a history of Kaizo in 12.5 chapters from Shavda and Amethyst Rocks. And if we hit $8,704, we'll have a FEMA tracker composing with Must Be Tuesday music. So be sure to get your donations in for those. Also, let me see if we have anything else. Okay. Should be good if you want to continue explaining stuff.
I don't really know if I have a lot to explain right at the moment. Just kind of heading through here. I don't need to agility glitch so much right now. All of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, because I do have enough agility to kind of set me up for the next portion of the game. I'm gonna be heading into Glencoe Forest here momentarily. That's right, kind of at the end of this path. Oh, nice! Oh my gosh, it's rocket powered turbo chicken. And that's rather annoying. But yeah, this is Glencoe Forest. There are 6 spirits in here. We're going to clone 4 of the 6, so that's going to set up our Earth. Now that we're getting up to about 25 water, I'm going to pick up 1 spirit normally. Get to see the dark side of the Liz. We're going to be doing a lot of cloning in here to get our Earth up. We'd like to get to 36 Earth by the next boss. That's going to get us some very useful spells. Alright, stand here, exit. Alright, there we go. There's a +4 like I want. Is this The Legend of Zelda? No, this is Quest 64, aka L-Tail Monsters in Japan, aka Holy Magic Century in Europe. They couldn't really decide what they wanted to call this game. I don't know about that, Empty Eye. This isn't, but I will say it is not the best RPG on the N64 that I run. Because I do run Paper Mario, and that is a thing that exists. Thankfully, one of the nice things about the agility glitch is since I outspeed the enemies, I don't have to watch nearly as many attack animations, which does save a lot of time. Nice 5. Excellent. Anyway, what to say is what else I was gonna say. Just for the record, just agility glitch saves a lot of time. It's like 20 minutes. So, like the glitchless world record for this is like a 230, like a 235 ish, depending on the amount of time saved by emulator. Like, emulator is faster. There's less lag in emulator, but there's like compensation for like how that gets converted over time. But it's going to be basically very difficult to get lower than a 235 without glitches. But just with agility glitch, you can get that down to a trying to think what time it would be. Just with agility glitch, I think I managed to get this down into like the 215 range. And with all glitches, my PB is a 157. That's all glitches, but no Death Clone, because Death Clone is an evil abomination, and I don't know how to do it. It's super precise and technical, and the only person who really knows how to do it is Bing Chang, and let's just say that sitting around for hours and hours trying to get a run going is not something that particularly interests me. Anyway, grab this last spirit, and we're on our way out. You see, we have the Heal More spell, which isn't too much stronger than Heal right now. Heal 1 is 0.02 times your floor of 0.02 times your HP max HP plus floor of Water Spirits divided by 2, and Heal 2 is floor of max HP times 0.08 plus floor of Water Spirits divided by 2 in healing, and both of those can be multiplied by up to the base level up to 1 to 1.125, so 9/8 times is the effective dispersal range on the amount of healing. So there's I do have some other random stuff to talk about as far as the internal mathematics of the game. I'm not sure how generic slash person who's never seen this game is really interested in the tiny intricacies of the routing and how all that stuff works. But since I have a graduate degree in math, the kind of stuff actually really interests me. I got turned around. Also, Escape misses a lot. It really is rather unfortunate that Escape has about a 1 in 3 accuracy rate, maybe.
So remember that for.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, remember that for $5 you can get your own Reapon read on stream if you want to do that, or we can read our own if you can't think of anything.
Anyway, we're gonna head to this is the boat that's gonna take us to the next region of the game. So this region that I was in, it's called Dondrin Flats. We are going to be leaving Dondrin Flats and heading to the third region of the game, which is called West Karma. Carmagh. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. My Z and L buttons right next to each other. We zoom out there, that's a lag reduction. And then right about here, as soon as it starts lagging up again, we'll zoom back in. Keep the so question is asked, favorite or Quest 64 element. I really like the wind. It just really is unfortunate that it is not particularly useful. So we're heading. We're going to pick up. There's one spirit I'm going to pick up on the way over here. Right there. There's another spirit I'm going to pick up. You can maybe see it over that bluff there. I'm gonna wait until after Larapool, since I'm going to clone that spirit using the Return spell. To get a few more spirits. We don't necessarily strictly need them, but for marathon safety, having a little bit of extra damage output will not hurt. I'll go ahead and take a few hits as well. But now we're going to just head on. This is the town of Larapool up here. So the only thing we can... So we go to Larapool, and you can find the water sources, Leia, but she's just going to be like, hey, you know how you need to go and help out with what's going on with the water? Well, it turns out the wind is also stopped, and that's really kind of more important. So you should head to Normoon first and deal with the wind, and only then will I help you with the water stuff. Oh my! A new Twitch Bowl has appeared, which is my favorite element. I mean, since I am the pure embodiment of baby rage, I have to say that my favorite element is definitely the element of salt. So I'm going to go with sodium. I think that's a pretty easy one for me.
I think I'd go with water myself. Let's remember, stay hydrated.
I do have a glass of water, and I probably will need to have some in just a bit. Stand over the spirit cast return. And I'm only at 3. That's okay. Passing my turn, partially for agility. Also, taking the hits from the gremlins is useful because I do want to get my HP defense up. I want to have 81 HP and 15 defense going into the next boss fight. That's going to guarantee that 2 of the short range attacks will not be able to. I will not get 2 shot by the short range attacks because at 15 defense, they will have. It will have a damage range of 35 to 40 on the short range. There's the wolf goat. We don't know exactly how it's a wolf. It looks very just much like just a goat, but apparently it's a wolf goat. The Latin name for sodium is natrium, but that is very nice. That's a new one for me. I have to give the applause to that one. Now this is Coal Hazard, and in just a few minutes we will I will teach you all the questing dance, but we have to get to that part first. First thing first, we're going to. I'm going to spirit armor up just so I can take a little bit less damage, because these Skelebats do hurt. Skelebats are really good for defense training. They, I'm not going to go beyond that. 19, I could die for sure at 19. Whoops. A heal chaining wore off. My spirits right now are 25 earth, 25 water. We're going to have 27, 20, 30, 33. Probably going to end up around 39 39 earth for Zealous. Sounds about right. Alright, run around. Same idea as before. Just go ahead and take hits.
By the way, let me know when there's time for a donation.
We're just heading through right now and doing some defense grinds. So now is as good a time as any if you have a couple of donations.
Well, I have a $5 donation from Kai, and it says payment for the Natria pun.
That was a good one. It's a new one for me, which is rare.
Yeah.
Now that we have 77 HP and I think 13 defense, now the Skellies hit 4 to 6 as opposed to 5 to 7 on their damage range. Alright, moving right along. These guys are worth 40 experience apiece, and just to put into perspective how much 40 experience is at this point in the game, solving the first boss is worth 100. So this fight is worth more experience than the first boss. The next boss is worth 1,500. So experience scales quite a bit. Although to max out your elements without glitches, you need like 5 million experience. And one person actually did a speedrun of that, which took, and I kid you not, no exaggeration, 29 hours. Somebody actually did a 29-hour speedrun of maxing spirits without glitches. This individual, who shall remain, you can find on the SRC leaderboards, I cannot believe that they were willing to do that, but now we know how long it takes. With glitches, you can do it in like a little, like not even 2 hours, because death cloning is stupidly broken. But yeah, that is a thing that somebody actually did.
That's amazing.
That's a long speedrun even for me, and I do 6-7 hour runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be do spirit cloning. Not right now, but we will. We have, and we will continue to do so. Go ahead and grind out one more. Yeah, literally a 30-hour speed run. Even my longest is like Legai 100%. That's like a little under 11 now. And that already takes a lot out of me. All right, so we're heading back on the does it, well, it sort of Flygon, not really sure. The words of how to explain aren't really coming to me, but like Water Pillar only hits like in a circle, kind of like a cylinder ahead in front of you, so you have to actually aim your spells appropriately. I might really longathon. I mean, I have, let's see, and let's walk into this corner right here. If this actually works, fiddle with it just a bit more. So we're gonna walk into that corner, and then things are going to the original low percent run. All right, there we go. We walk into the corner created by our walked in that corner created by the wedging ourselves between part of the game map and our battle arena, and the game really doesn't want us in that corner like that, and it also doesn't, and it even more so doesn't want us to leave our battle arena. So instead, it pushes us into out of bounds. And now we will all learn the questing dance. It goes something like this: you can quest if you want to. You can leave the game behind because your friends don't quest, and if they don't quest, then they're no friends of mine.
Let me know when I can hop in with a donation.
We're just running around out of bounds on our way to Normoon. There is nothing meritorious about what I'm doing right now, other than that I'm going to stop and take an agility glitch fight towards the end of this, get myself a little bit more agility, and so yes, now's a great time to jump in with a donation or any other stuff that you've got.
Okay, well, since there's nothing meritorious, wow, that was bad. Anyway,
that was a pun too far.
Yeah, anyway, we have $50 anonymous donation, and it says, enjoying the marathon. Good luck on Magic Barria not missing.
Yeah, barrier luck is a thing that exists.
Yep. And also, I'll mention that this is Undefined Behaviour, which is a showcase and speedrun marathon centered around queering games and queerness in games. For this marathon, we're exploring glitchy, unusual, and marathon unsafe runs, as well as adjacent and related queer gaming content. We queer games when we reject limits and rules, when we play in atypical ways, and when we read diversity into stories and themes. This is the very first Undefined Behaviour marathon, and we're so excited to share all these games and showcases with you.
So I did a setup by kind of setting up my battle arena at a specific spot fairly early on in the dungeon by forming a tight wedge between the battle arena and a part of the boundary that kind of sticks out in just the right way. We'll be doing some more out of bounds in a similar manner in upcoming dungeons as well. So if you liked that out of bounds, don't worry, there will be more.
Yay, glitches.
I am going to duck into the Normoon Inn for safety save. I'm not really worried. I'm not going to do a hard save, but just going to do a soft save without the memory pack, just in case I do die. Yeah, we'll continue without saving. Just in case Zelst decides to be a butt it'll just cause me to respawn there as opposed to way back with the Grand Abbot, which would be a very long walk out. But hopefully Zels will play nice. Alright, now let's see. We're going to go over here, stand over the spirit, cast exit. I only got 3 there, so that was unfortunate, but, you know, it happens, not a huge deal. We have 36, which is important because that means I got barrier. Oh, I do want to take a few hits because I am a little bit low on defense. This is also going to... memory. We have to use the memory pack. I'm going to use Rock Shower. This is to boost my max MP. Just casting Rock Shower. As I may have mentioned before, but you know, may have gotten overlooked or forgotten since then, we gain max HP, or sorry, max MP whenever we successfully cast magic. So by successfully casting Rock Shower, it hits 4 or 5 enemies and getting a lot of MP experience relatively quickly. Oh, go ahead and grab a honey bread, or sorry, healing potion back here, and then in the house there's also a spirit and a honey bread. So we're gonna grab that, and then go over here.
Gotta get that honey Bria, Ed.
You're trying, Garby, and I appreciate it.
well, thanks.
Oh,
That's
no.
just a sample of what you can get if you donate.
It's Papa Orc from the North Pole. Wait a minute, I thought no, that's Papa Elf at the North Pole. Well, there's Paper Mario and Ogre Battle 64 and Aiden Chronicles, which somehow manages to be considerably worse than this game. So there's at least 3 more RPGs for the N64. And a few, I think there might have been a couple of JP exclusive titles as well. Alright, so we're gonna try to bait him into using his mid-range attack, and then we're just going to put up a barrier and drop rocks. Probably we're not going to be too concerned about our barrier just because we can bait the mid-range attack usually. That's 2 more hits. It's got 600 in... Alright, I'm safe at 45. 4. 1 more and he'll go down. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, I did a lot of damage. That hurt. Wrap it up. Ow. Alright, I'm still safe at 39 because I did check I do have 15. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. We'll go and use our Mitleys, get some MP back. This fight's not going the greatest. That's okay. Hopefully get this last rock to land. Okay, there we go. And he's good.
Yay!
So that's that fight. Exit. Grab the spirit, clone it, and we're gonna use this yellow wings. We're gonna head back to Dondrin, where I said earlier that we need to get 2 spirits that were not available during our first trip to Sorry, my first trip to Dondron, there's 2 spirits. One of them I can get after Solvering. The other spirit, which is very nearby, is not available until after Cells. Yeah, 48 Earth. We're going to get the last 2 Earth, and we're going to go to 32. We're going to go to 32 Water, and then we're going to go to 16 Wind. Are there... yes, there are enough spirits to max out, technically. With Spirit Cloning Glitch, it's much easier and faster to max out the spirits. You can do it, although it will take you many hours, at least 29, to do it without glitches, and if you use glitches, you can do it pretty quickly. Alright, so we're going to use these blue wings, we're going to head to Lair Pool. Now we're going to do Lair Pool in. We're going to grab a Mint Leaves. Then we're going to go in here, we're going to go into this room here, we're going to flush down Lair Pool, so... And now the water level has lowered.
Mind if I hop in to talk about our incentives?
Yes, I think this is a reasonable time to do so.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. So upcoming later tonight we'll have Tetris the Grandmaster enable Uki mode. That's currently at $128 out of $800. So be sure to get your donation. And as well, this afternoon we're going to be having Grand Poo World Ditch, and you can donate whether to save or ditch the Yoshi. Currently, save is winning at $113, and ditch is at $40. So, if you don't like Yoshi and don't want to save him, then be sure to get your donations in for that if you want that to win.
Alright, so this is the blue cave. It's blue. It's a cave. It's very much living up to its name. It's exactly what it says on the tin. I'm gonna be going through here. We're gonna grab some we're gonna be using some rock shower. Gonna build up to Wind 16 so I can get access to Cutter level 3, which hits 6 times, and that's gonna give us a lot of MP experience quickly. So exit. Only got +3. That's a baby rage moment right there. Alright, just also keeping an eye on my agility. I do want to have 75 agility by the time I leave the dungeon. So we'll do a couple of agility glitches, because there is an enemy in the next area that has 75 agility. I don't know if that hurt. Alright, moving right along. So we're going to switch over to Cutter 3 once we get, I think it's either Wind 12 or Wind 13. But I am going to go to 16 because of just some quirks about the internal mechanics of the game. The game tracks something called what I call elemental levels, which is based on mostly on how many levels in that element you have. But it also gets a small bonus based on number of other elements you have. And for Earth, because we're going to mostly be using Avalanche, we care about multiples of 8 for Water and Fire Spirits, and then multiples of 16 for Wind Spirits. So I want to get up to 16 because that's going to give me effectively 1 more Earth level for purposes of determining my attack power with Earth magic. If you have 15, you don't get any bonus, but once you have 16, it's because again, it's floor functions that get used there. I'm gonna grab this spirit here. Checking. Now moving along. We're getting close to the end of the inbounds portion of Blue Cave. Cast our rock shower when we can do so. Alright, stand in front of the spirit. Alright, got +4 there. Okay, I do have cutter 3. Okay, so it is 20. Or it is 12. So I'm running around here. I'm trying to get into a fight. Just for a little, because we need this to set up for another out of bounds. And of course, you only get encounters whenever you don't want them. So when I actually want this encounter, it is taking an eternity and a day to get it. Rotate. And stand about right here. We're going to use this silent flute just so we're not having to deal with enemies using magic on me while I try to get into a precise angle. And we're going to set up, and this should work. This one's always kind of finicky. This setup is oftentimes kind of annoying. Let's see if this setup works. One of the mean things about this game, among others, is number of not particularly nice things about this game, but what I was going for is, okay, I think, no, we just slipped out of bounds and then back inbounds again.
Oh, you got this.
Hopefully. And then there we go, back out and in again. Alright, I'm gonna try setting up just a little bit. This is definitely one of the hard, most precise. There we go.
Yay!
So now we've forced ourselves onto this little wedge.
Yeah.
And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna walk forward here. So that was a slow out of bounds, but that's okay. It's just marathon. It's not like serious, PB world record attempts or anything. It happens. I'm gonna kind of walk along there. There we go. And now we're out.
Yay! Nice.
All right. So moving right along, we're now out of bounds. And I'm just checking my agility. We're at 72 now, so we should be easily able to get to how much agility? Should easily get to 75 agility by the time we get through Blue Cave. Yeah, it is. This is not glitch restricted. All right, jumping up there. Yeah, this is not a glitch restricted run. And now we're gonna run around out of bounds, because that's what we do in this game. Now you can quest if you want to, and you can leave the game behind.
And if they don't quest, they aren't no Freya ends of mine. I have a $25 donation from Random Salience who says, I heard there was a Rhea quest for donations, and that's going towards saving the Yoshi. So now Ditch is farther away. It's 40 to 138 now.
So now there's one spirit here that's inbound that I can pick up by from this position. I'm trying to head for it. We should be landing on it very soon. It's hard to see where it is because obviously it's way there. Okay, there we go. There are 2 more spirits in the maze, but we're actually gonna wait until after the boss to go back in and get them. It turns out it works out better for routing. To get them a little bit later. Now we're running around a little bit more. We're getting very close to the end of the dungeon. You may have been able to hear all the bum 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 because it's 6 hits for the Windcutter 3. Oh my! Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of irritation on my fingers. The way I'm holding the controller. Anyway, we are now heading. We're on Kildariak's ship. He's not too happy to see us. He's like, "How the heck did you get here?" But there's something weird going on with the ocean. I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on. So I suppose you can tag along, and we can head over and figure out together. Grab a healing item. I'm gonna go ahead and take a safety save. And now, going to head up here. I'm gonna grab another spirit here. Oh my gosh, goodness me. We'll pick up those spirits after the boss. Okay, 77 agility, so I don't have to worry about no fish stick, which is the fish stick, aka the Grand God, is an enemy that has 70. That one right there has 75 agility. So you have less than 75 agility. You want to avoid getting into a fight with that guy because then you go to agility glitch. And see, you may have been able to see I went from 77 to 81 agility on that one fight with agility glitch because the blue cave goes. Oh crap! I was supposed to put that into wind. Not a huge deal. Make me a little bit weaker, but I mean it's still gonna. I think it's probably gonna still be a 6 or 7 cast no matter what, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, we're coming up on Nepti, the next boss. No points. No bonus points for guessing what the strategy is going to be on this boss. And okay, so 144 means I don't quite have a 6. I don't quite have a 6 shot unless that was a low roll. Is it putting up a barrier and dropping rocks? Yes, it is. Amazing. All right, that's 3 more rocks. So that is 560 damage. Oh, I meant to cast rock there. Ow. Alright, I'm gonna use go Go ahead and use a bread. Alright, I'm going to cast the Confusion spell here. What Confusion does is whenever I take damage, I gain that much MP back. There we go. That way I don't have to burn MP items. Oh. Now we just need 2 more rocks. 1. 790. I think this will actually be enough. I think I was doing 90. Yep, she's gone. And that is the second boss out of the way. She has 880 health. Zels had 680. Hi, Rhea. And then the next bosses have 1,000 and then 1,500. There are 1, 2, 3, 5 more bosses. So there are a total of 8.
You mind if I hop in with some information about the charity that we're doing this for?
Give me just a moment. Once we get into Blue Cave, there'll be some time. So after this, we are going to pick up these spirits here at the house that I chose not to get on my way through. I'm gonna head in here. You know, Colleen's gonna be like, "Hey, you got the water jewel back? Yeah, you could keep it." And then we can head back here to Epona's place, and then Epona's like, "Hey, you got the jewel. You should hold on to it, and remember that has the power of the LTF book." So, yeah. But anyway, now we're gonna start going into fire because we need to have fire 19 for later on. Strong spell. And we're gonna head back into Blue Cave. We're gonna pick up a couple of spirits, get some more agility and pick up a couple of spirits in the maze that I didn't get. Heading towards Crystal Valley for the first time. And since we're just going to be running around, we're going to do a little bit of defense training as well. And now is a good time for donations, so please go right ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say like that we're doing this for the Trevor Project, which is an American nonprofit organization that focuses on suicide prevention efforts among lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning people under 25 years old. It operates the Trevor Lifeline, a confidential service that offers trained counselors through a toll-free phone number. And the Trevor Project is committed to producing research that brings new knowledge and clinical implications to the field of suicidology, and also advocates for laws and policies that will reduce suicide among LGBTQ plus young people. We're delighted to support this invaluable, life-affirming organization. Yeah, so if you donate, it's going to a really good cause. So, and you can also like get me to read Rhea puns that you have. So it's all cool.
So this is a warning to the wise. There are Skelebats in here. You may be tempted to cast Rock Shower for MP experience. Do not do that unless you want to crash the game. If you do want to crash the game, then, go right ahead. But I'd like to finish the game and not crash it. I've actually never actually done the crash. I just know that you will crash the game. Oh my, Spirit Armor, please. Thank you. Hello, hello. My Spirit Armor is not working very well today. But that's okay. So we're looking to get to about 114 HP.
So while this battle is going on, I'll mention that we also have some donation incentives. Like in Grand Prix World 2, we can save or ditch the Oshi, and save is still winning at $138 to $40. So get your donations in for that. And we also have Ukimo for Tetris the Grandmaster. So be sure to get your donations in for that. And we also have stretch goals. The next one is at $7,680. Dijon Ketchup will earn Final Fantasy IV Quality of Life Paladin percent. So that'll be really cool. It'll be like a bonus stream after the marathon. So be sure to get your donations in if you want to see that. And there's the ongoing thing where I'll read your reapon if you donate $5.
So yeah, we're just doing a little bit of defense grinding. This is going to set us up so that we have enough defense so that we enough HP and defense so that we don't get two-shot by the next boss. And then we want to make sure we have enough defense and HP that we can survive a long range and then a short range from Guilty, who is a well-known troll in this game. And we'll grab that spear, and then there's one more right up there. You think you can see it? And thankfully, we are about to get out of here. And we have 87 agility already, which is very, very nice. Really, it's really gonna set us up very nicely to have enough agility for the. Actually, let's not do that. I guess we get the fight anyway. Wind Cutter level 3, which really just missed a lot. Darn it. Baby Rage. Exit. There we go. And now we are done with everything we gotta do here, and now it's time to head on to East Limeland, the 4th region. Remember, there's still several regions left to go. Gonna go ahead and pass our turn for agility. And also, that will give us, agility, plus it gives a chance to take a few hits, deal a few hits, get our MP up, because we do want to have 24 MP for the later bosses, because all of our, most all of our spells are 3 MP to cast. So, those multiples of 3 for max MP, 21, 24, and we don't usually ever hit, I don't think we ever really hit 27, are all kind of important. So we're just trying to get as much MP experience as possible. We will again, for lag reduction, go ahead and zoom out the camera here. Zoom it back in.
Gotta save all the Faria aims you can.
Yeah, gotta save them. Yes, those are the same werehairs from the very beginning of the game. So we have to go in and out of this a few times because the boat spirit that you may have seen me pick up there only appears when the boat is going from East Limeland to Dondren Flats, and then you have to cycle through it all again. So it's just, yeah. All right. So these are fishmen. They actually hit quite hard. They are exceedingly slow. Both in terms of their movement speed and in terms of their agility. They're like one of the few enemies that you can, even without agility glitch, have a reasonable chance of actually outspeeding. Because I think their agility is only like 26 or something. Like every other enemy in this area has like 60 plus agility, but like they only have like 26 agility. So it's one of the very few enemies that that you could potentially outspeed in a glitchless speedrun. Moving right along, there's a spirit on the other side of this little plateau. Outcropping thing. Hey, escape work. That's always a nice. Grab that spirit. Now heading on. We're gonna head to 91 agility, so we're definitely good on that. We should be able to get right around 100 by the time we get out of Barragoon Tunnel. Owie, 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 ow. And there we have 22 max MP now, so we are building that up reasonably quickly. Alright, unfortunately can't get out of the fight. Missed. A little like off-brand Pokemon. Maybe a little. Okay, I was going to say, why isn't it letting me out? You can see weird polygons. Giving me a chance to stretch out my hand a bit. The controller grip is a little awkward for me. I just got a new controller for N64 a couple of weeks ago because my other one is it had its expiration date back in 2016, and it's been on I would say life support ever since. Yep, they're called scarecrows. Not scarecrow as one word, but scarecrow as in like a scarecrow, a crow designed to scare you. So this is the town of Limeland. There are 9 spirits here. I mean, that's basically Murkrow, right? And okay, so you should be able to get that. And we grab another spirit here. And over here. Now we're going to pick up another pair of wings. It turns out this is the most efficient way I have managed to get all the spirits in town. So we're going to get up to 24 fire. Well, it's using Wind Cutter, so maybe it is still a flying type. I mean, it's kind of like using a wing attack. Except a special version of wing attack as opposed to physical. So the spell I'm looking for at 19 fire, that is the compression spell. It reduces enemy attack by half, and it has another more useful effect that I'm not going to spoilerino for anybody who is not aware of how this run goes. Grab that spirit back there. Now we're going to head in the castle for 3 more spirits. And also, shout-outs to Invisible Spirits. and go ahead and oh, that was more lag than I was expecting. But now that we have grabbed all of the spirits here on Limeland, let's now move to morning, and we're going to go ahead and head on our way to the Barragoon Tunnel. There's going to be an out of bounds here. It's going to be a little bit different than the ones we've seen so far, but I hope you'll still have some fun with it. I'm probably going to have to switch controllers, actually, to my other controller, just because the precise D-pad movements are a little bit difficult on this controller, and I had a lot of trouble with it, so I'll actually have to switch controllers for just a few seconds to do that out of bounds. But other than that, we're going to go through. We're going to pick up a few spirits, head into the tunnel. We'll kill the glitch at the start. We're going to head to the out of bounds location, go out of bounds, and move on. If there are any donations or event plugs, now's a good time because there's really not much to say or talk about at the moment.
Oh well, okay. I'll talk some about the event we're doing. We're doing the event. Welcome to Undefined Behaviour, a showcase and speedrunning marathon centered around queering games and queerness in games. For this marathon, we're exploring glitchy, unusual, and marathon unsafe runs, as well as adjacent and related queer gaming content. We queer games when we reject limits and rules, when we play in atypical ways, and when we read diversity into stories and themes. This is the very first Undefined Behaviour marathon, and we're so excited to get to share all these games and showcases with you. And it's put on by Edge Case Collective, which is a streaming group made up of creative queers who play, build, and break games in interesting ways. And you can follow us for more great content. Like we do various other things as well, like Game of the Month and such. And we're also going to be doing stretch goals thanks to your very generous donations. Like we'll be doing some bonus streams afterwards. So be sure to check those out.
So the question was asked in chat, is Earth the strongest element to max out? And the answer is a qualified yes with an asterisk, because the avalanche spell is overpowered as sin. So the avalanche, there are different base damage multipliers for different spells. Like a weak attack, like the cutter attacks of I think Wind Cutter 3 is 6 hits of 50-ish power. And a strong hit Water Pillar 2, I think, is a 340 base power spell. Avalanche's base power is 460, and it can hit multiple. So it is incredibly unbalanced in how much stronger the Avalanche spell is than anything else. It can hit multiple times, and it's the highest base damage multiplier of any spell that Brian gets access to. The next most powerful is Large Cutter, and that's only 420 power. So it is an exceedingly overpowered spell. If you don't mind, if you can work through the drawback of sometimes it just lands everywhere except where the enemies are. But the base power is so high that and the fact that you also get access to Magic Barrier is also very important. So yeah, it mostly is kind of busted. We're gaining MP, trying to get up to 24-25 MP. A good rule of thumb in this dungeon is you always want to be heading east. If you're ever heading west, there is an extremely high likelihood we are heading in the wrong direction. I think that was a little too far away to get many of those hits. The question... got turned around a bit. Alright, so we're going to do a similar thing here. I'm gonna switch controllers just for a moment, because as I said, it doesn't seem to work on this controller that I usually use. Let me switch controllers real quick. Plug this in. Alright, go. Switching back. Yes, stars is exactly correct. We're going to grab this spirit here. And this is actually a pretty hard... This is actually probably the most difficult out of bounds to, like, figure out where you're going. Because you are going to be kind of walking in just complete black for a little while. We're gonna head just a little bit. I'm sorry?
Some serious time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to focus for just a moment. Once we drop down, it won't be a problem, but just for a minute, I think. I think we should be good. Should drop down in a few seconds. There we go. Okay. Okay, we made it through. We hit the drop down. So potential crisis averted. And now
Yay! Yay, congrats!
We're just gonna head a little bit to the north of due east. And we're just gonna kind of run around towards the end of the dungeon. We'll pass by the boss and we're gonna circle back after saving to fight the boss. We also need to save to set up for a death warp that we're gonna do. We're going to kind of set up for a death warp in a little bit as well.
Okay, let me know when there's time for donations.
Let's wait until after Shelf, I think, and then we'll have some time to read donations while we're going to Dintum Dries. So cool. We're going to pass by Shelf here. We're going to save the game. If you have time for one, I think we probably have time for one quick one while I'm doing this agility glitch and heading to the save point. But if there's more than that, let's wait until after the boss. Alright. Go ahead and Windcutter 3. And once again, so Shelf is right to the south of me, but we're gonna just head just a little bit, once again, just a little bit north of due east, using our compass to guide us. That's very, very important in this game, is using the compass to figure out where we're going. And in just a few seconds, the screen is going to... Yeah, there we go. There's the... Yeah, if I'd gotten my angle a little bit more strict forward and been a little bit more precise with my movement. Anyway, we're in the Dries. There's a spirit here in the hut. We're gonna go ahead and grab it. Save up, because we do need to save for a death warp. Grab the spirit. Go ahead and heal here. Save the game. I said we are going to death warp. Gonna head back in. We're gonna clone the spirit here just to get a little bit more strength for the boss. Because that'll get us another earth level, because we'll hit 40 water, assuming we don't get a 2 clone, which would be bad if we did. Then we are going to fight Shelf. No points for... I was supposed to put it in earth instead of fire, or water instead of fire. Not a huge deal. Just my fingers kind of had a mind of their own. Yeah, we're gonna fight Shelfie, and she's wind element, which means she takes time and a quarter damage from my earth element attacks. So that's pretty exciting, and of course, no points whatsoever for guessing exactly how we're gonna fight Shelf. I'll give you a hint. It involves putting up a barrier and then dropping rocks. I am so unoriginal. Also, she has the power of PK Beam. Thought it was just a Mother 1 thing. Oh no, we missed. Yeah, that's one of the main things about this is since there is a lot of open air in this, and when rocks fall down the open air thing, it creates extra lag and fewer rocks drop overall. All right, that's 2 rocks. That's 467 damage. She has 1,000 health, so I need 2 more rocks, and then I can finish with a rock 1. Or okay, there we go. There's the fight. Amazing. All right, now we have time for donations.
Okay. We have $10 from Margaret Ann, who says, "Rhea, you're really good at this game." Smiley face. Thank you so much for that. And so that puts the Tetris Grandmaster Uki mode incentive at, I think, let me refresh. This puts it at $138 out of $800, and that'll be happening, I think, about 6:15 p.m. Eastern. So there's still quite a bit of time, but be sure to get your donations in for that, and also get your donations in for Grand Poo World 2 Save or Ditch Yoshi. Save is still at $138 to $40, so if you want to ditch the Yoshi, you'll need to get your donations in for that.
Alright, so we're in the Dindon Dries now. Go ahead and do a quick pass for a little bit of agility. Oh, look, you missed. And my escape missed, just like it always does. So we just hit 24 MP. Kind of our last major threshold. I would like to get 25. That can help out in a couple of fights. We have 25, most notably in the King Bogus fight, because we are going to drop a rock 1 on turn 2, assuming our barrier holds up, just because of the architecture of that area. But we really don't need to do any more MP grinding at this point. But moving right along, we are going up. I'm just heading through Dindon Dries at this point. If I can talk, I've been trying to explain stuff for the last hour and change, so hour and a half or so, and therefore my vocal cords and my mouth are getting a little bit irritated with me, but that's okay. Gotta put on as good of a marathon show as possible for you, the loving and adoring, and the loving and adoring fans and/or donors. Oh darn! We just took some damage. So we just took some darn, which I gotta keep it PG.
Yeah, like I can't even think of a bad pun for that.
So at this point, we're going to head through. There's a couple of spirits to pick up before we head into Boil Hole, and then we're going to be going out of bounds pretty much as soon as we get into Boil Hole. There's one spirit in Boil. There's actually two spirits in Boil Hole. One of them will pick up out of bounds. The other one is actually the most out of the way spirit in the entire game. It's like a 3-minute detour to go get it. It's kind of annoying. but we will because people demand it. So there's 2 more spirits to pick up here. There's one right here. Grab that. And then one more right here. But first, a word from our sponsor, the Random Encounter. Now we're going to run around until we find a fight that includes a magma fish enemy. Gonna run up there. That is a Rocky. If you want to get if you have just the standard alien head twitch emotes, if you're gonna just push the smiley to represent the Rocky, to represent the Rocky. They are incredibly annoying because they move. I would say they move as slow as molasses on a cold winter day, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure molasses is considerably faster than the Rockies do. So we're going to isolate this magma fish by itself. And cast the compression spell. You can see it shrinks the enemy sprite. That can't possibly be useful in any way, shape, or form. Put up confusion because I'd like to get some MP back. I don't think this is quite good enough. I'm expecting this not to work. Okay, it did work. So this is actually the first type of out of bounds that was actually discovered in this game. And how it works is the game really doesn't like multiple models being in the same place. So when the enemy sprite model decompresses from compression wearing off, if you are wedged between yourself and between the enemy and the wall, it'll push the enemy's expanding sprite will push you through the wall and into out of bounds to avoid because of how the games in the console's collision detections both work. So that was actually the first type of out of bounds discovered before we learned about arena clipping. There are actually other enemies that you can. It's actually really easy with a wyvern enemy. You can clip out of bounds that way in Cold Hazard if you had compression at that point. But that would involve dipping into fire super early, and that used to be part of the route until we discovered how to do out of bounds with arena clip. And that's just better because it allows you to build up fire more, or build up earth more for more damage and very earlier on. We're just heading due east, kind of holding the D-pad. There's really not much to say. But we're gonna head towards Fargo, and then we're gonna fight Fargo from out of bounds because I like cheesing because cheesing bosses is more funner. So there's a little, you might be able to see a little vent of steam down below Brian. That's Fargo's area. Now we're just running around just a little bit longer. We're almost there. We'll hit a fight. There we go. Go ahead and pass our turn for agility. We do want to go ahead and drop down so that we can better see where the baby rage we are. Unfortunately, this is the last out of bounds in the game. The rest of the game will be staying firmly in the boundaries. I know, I'm disappointed too.
Oh no, boundaries. Those are the worst.
Truly it is the worst of timelines. I'm just kind of letting Fargo, not just a city in North Dakota, walk up towards us. And then I'm, in a stunning display of complete unfairness, we can drop rocks on him, but his short range will completely miss it. And thank you, thank you, Flygon, for the 50 bits. It is greatly appreciated.
Very appreciated.
He has 1,500 health, so 2 more hits, and he should fall. One more, if I'm counting correctly. There he goes. Hi, Liviana. Wave. Now we're gonna head out of bounds. We're gonna head back to the exit or entrance into Baragoon Moor, the last overworld region of the game, region of the game, and then we're gonna tip right back into Boilhole. We're gonna get that spear that, remember I said it was like really, really far out of the way. It was a 3-minute detour to go get. That's the spirit we're talking about. Is this one coming right up? So I hope you all enjoy the music. I think we probably have the RPG stands for Rhea Plays Game.
Yeah. So we have time for saying things, or is something gonna happen?
We have a couple of minutes through Boilhole, about a third of the way through the dungeon, to pick up a spirit. There is nothing particularly exciting or interesting about this, other than it is a reacquirement to pick up this spirit, which is stubbornly just far enough away that we can't actually get it from out of bounds. Rat. So the short answer to the question is, it is a great time to read donations, talk about the Trevor Project, mention incentives and other things that the Edge Case Collective is doing at this time.
Okay, well, I'll mention things about the charity we're organizing things for. For this event, we're raising funds for the Trevor Project, an American nonprofit organization that focuses on suicide prevention efforts among lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning people under 25 years old. It operates the Trevor Lifeline, a confidential service that offers trained counselors through a toll-free phone number. The Trevor Project is committed to producing research that brings new knowledge and clinical implications to the field of suicidology. And it also advocates for laws and policies that will reduce suicide among LGBTQ+ young people. And so we're delighted to support this invaluable life-affirming organization. And there are also some incentives that are coming up later. So if we hit $7,680, Dijon Ketchup will do a learning stream on the ECC channel of Final Fantasy IV the quality of life mod, Paladin %. And also some upcoming incentives. In Grand Prix World 2, there's still the Save and Ditch Yoshi incentive, and Save is still ahead by $138, and Ditch is only at $40, so be sure to get your donations in for that. And also, the Tetris the Grandmaster game, that has an incentive for Ukimo, which essentially makes all the sound effects monkey noises, and I know we want to see that, and that's only at $138 out of $800, so be sure to get your donations in for that. We need to see some monkey noises.
All right, and now that was great timing. We are now out of Boilhole. We're into Baragoon Moor. We get to hear our best music in the game. Y'all are free to at me if you want. I stand by that. So we're going to do some Rhea-turn clones. Before we do that, we need to head into Brannock town to set our Rhea-turn point there. And then we have 3 spirits to clone. And then the Rhea streamer might have seen me doing some practice of cloning these spirits just because there's 3 that are all pretty close together. Turned out to be good practice for just spirit cloning in general. Which is exactly the same as exit cloning, it's just cast Rhea turn and do it with an overworld spirit as opposed to exit with a dungeon spirit. Gotta get ourselves all nice and overpowered as sin. Oh, I accidentally a fight. All right, it's not a huge deal. I have to pick. Somebody will need to remind me to pick up that spirit after we get done with Shamwood. Not a huge deal. It cost me a little bit of time, but again, not the end of the world. We made it into the town, and that's the important thing. Anyway, when we die, we death warp. We head back to the desert. This is why we needed. I was trying to get the agility, but I didn't expect that I wouldn't be able to get out of the fight. I should have cast Hill 2. I would have survived the hit. You can see our lack of defense is definitely really showing at this point. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna head. So it's nighttime, and that's good that it's nighttime here because that means it's easier to see the desert spirit. Pretty much, there's a spirit right in the middle of the desert. It turns out to be a lot easier to see it at night just because it's less bright on the overworld. It's pretty much just directly due southeast from the right in the middle of the desert. That's, I think, the best way to find it is just to head as close to due southeast as possible and try not to get looped around too much. It should be right over this little bluff overlooking down in this valley. There it is. I'm heading straight for it. Perfect. Looks like we have a werecat guarding the spirit. And it disappeared. Yay. And we grab that spirit. Another, you may be able to see it or may not. I'm not sure how it looks on your end. But further on ahead, there's a little diamond floating over a ziggurat, and that ziggurat is a portal to the lost desert town of Shamwood, where we will find not 5, not 6, 7, 8, or 9, but in fact there are 10 spirits here in Shamwood. Wild, I know.
We have time for some donations. Oh.
So I just want to point out this spirit here. It's very difficult to actually figure out how to get to it. Like you have to get this spirit here. You have to go through a little passageway and then loop all the way around this little ziggurat. Like even for people who found Shamwood, it might have been quite difficult to actually figure out how to get past the barrier and get to that spirit. But now we're just going to pick up some a couple healing items, pick up the remainder of the spirits, and then we're going to return and clone the last spirit to get us back to Brannock town in order to go back to get the spirit that I died before I collected, and then we'll head on to Brannock Castle and the last kind of dungeon stretch. But now is a good time to go and read those donations.
Yes, thanks. So we have $20 from Lady Lenalia. It's called Set, and it says 64th quest, 64th quest, 64th quest.
It's 8 to the second quest.
Yeah. And I guess, so I guess I had to read a Rhea pun for that, or just make up something of my own, so it seems like this run is really going well.
Yeah, but we've used really so many times. I think that the fans demand a new pun, Barbie.
Yeah. So we're heading. So now we're heading to the next Ria. It was supposed to be a pun for area.
I think it worked out reasonably well.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate the confidence boost.
So we're gonna meet LeVar. We're not gonna actually talk to him, but we can say hi, LeVar. He plays more of a role in Quest RPG, which is the Game Boy Color enhanced remake. So we'll go and pick up this spirit. I'm gonna actually stop and take a quick safety save. I think that a safety save is definitely in order. Rhea turn. Just because guilty can be a butt. And guilty is probably the biggest reason why I have a 225 estimate. Is just because it's quite a ways back to the save point if you get KO'd. This run is remarkable, I've been told.
Yeah, I would agree. Agree. Anyway.
This is the final dungeon. Still have 3 bosses left. It's kind of the first half of the final dungeon. Hi Kate, thank you for the good luck. I do truly and really appreciate it. So if we hug this left wall, there's no encounters. And the front door is locked, but thankfully there's a back door that can sneak in. Before we go into so there's the door leading in. Before we do that, we are going to go ahead and grab a spirit. Keep putting it. So I stop at 48 fire, 48 water, and that is just because that has to do with earth levels that I was talking about. So going beyond 48 doesn't. All right, just checking my agility, 109 agility. That's nice. Go ahead and take an agility glitch here just to get to 110. So that'll allow me to outspeed Spriggans in the final dungeon. By the way, they still hurt. I have to hit all 98 of the spirits on the overworld. I can clone them or not as that. It's not there's no reacquirement that I actually max out any of my. I don't have to max out my spirits. I just pick up the spirits that are most useful to me. Well, I have to pick up all the overworld spirits, but I clone the ones that are most useful, and then a couple more for marathon safety as well. I can't see what my timer is like. I think it's probably, I would say there's probably, if the run goes well, 20 to 22 minutes left in the run. So just to make sure organizers and next runner are aware about where we stand. If we die to guilty, we'll have to add another few minutes, but as it stands, if guilty is cooperative, it'll be a little over 20 minutes.
So let me know when there's some time for donations and pretty remarkable puns.
I think now's a good time as we kind of head up the tower until we get to guilty. So I think now is a great time to refresh our stock of puns.
So we have $10 from Cloudy Shoe, who says, "Here's getting closer to Uki mode in Tet Rhea the Grandmaster. Dijon learning Rhea PG. Amy and Shovda's Historia Kaizo. And Must Be Tuesday, creating some wonderful music." Thank you so much for that. That was wonderful. Wonderful, I don't know.
Yeah, we did do spirit cloning, but it's not reacquired that we do so. We can choose to or not at the runner's discretion how much we choose to clone. I hope that answers the question. So this is guilty. The only runners that guilty is the death knell of many a run. The only runners that guilty is okay with are Quest RPG runners because he's actually a joke color version. Two rocks. Four rocks. That counts as a rock. Need 15 total. Oh, that's okay. The barrier held up. That's okay. That is another 4 rocks, so we were at 5 plus 4 is 9. That's another 5. Okay, he's almost dead. Alright, there we go. Guilty was surprisingly cooperative. So that was a very cooperative. That was a very, very cooperative guilty fight. So this is the cross room. There's a healing potion and a hero's drink, but since guilty was so cooperative, I have enough healing MP restoratives that it's not an issue. Plus, there's a few more coming up in the next area. So moving right along, Cooperative, yes. I think that's what I said. So there's an MP item here. Now we'll go ahead and grab this item. Get a HP restorative. We'll grab this last spirit. Agreeable, yes. Guilty was quite agreeable.
Thank you for all the puns in chat. They're appreciated.
Okay, so we just take one last save. And just beyond this door is going to be we're going to see Dad and Shannon. But before we get that, hi, I'm a chest. I'm not a chest. Hi, Dad. Bye, Dad. Had to show that off because it costs so little time. There is actually that item is a spirit light. I think it's actually useful, but the other item is just a golden amulet, which is pretty useless. I'm sorry, use impaired. I'm getting quite a few fights in the King Bogus's antechamber. So here's King Bogus, aka King Bigus, actually, even though sometimes I'll say Bogus or Bupkis or well, bologna sandwich. I'll let you figure out what I mean by that, but I got to keep it safe for the kitties. We're going to try to lure him away from the cliff. Just like with the shill fight, we don't want rocks falling down the cliff. And we need to get 9 rocks to drop. I would be 8, but unfortunately our rock one missed at the start. One, 2. Watch out, that laser does like 100 damage. So 2 out of 9. 3, 4, 5. So 4 more hits. Watch out for the hyper laser. Spirit sword. 7. Eight. I'm just gonna try with water one. Dang it. Alright, there it goes. Just gonna go get 50 water just to max out my my heal potency. Because I'm not getting to 48. I will not be getting to 48 wind for Earth level 65. But yeah, we should have about 8 minutes left. Give her, maybe plus or minus 45 seconds. So we are very near the end. What is my time, by the way?
About 209 right now.
209. Okay.
209. It says 209.25 on my end, but there is like a bit of stream delay because I'm watching on Twitch.
Okay. So this will probably be about a 216-ish, which is not bad. I think I
Nice.
got a 212 and a 214 last couple days in practice, but I did take a couple of safety saves, and I had a couple of mistakes that were made. A little bit of extra grinding compared with my practices, just to be absolutely safe for marathons.
Yeah, nice. This has been a great run.
Yeah, definitely nowhere close to my PB, which is a 157, but that also uses very marathon unsafe strategery. A lot less grinding.
Yeah, I could imagine.
There are no encounters in this checkerboard room. It takes a literal minute through. Well, actually, it's like 58 seconds, but it takes pretty much an entire minute to walk through this. And spoiler alert, this isn't even the only one of these rooms. There's another room, very similar, except the tiles are more bright yellow as opposed to this kind of that pale green yellow.
Thanks, Margaret Ann. I was really thirsty. That didn't work.
That one's a bit far even for me.
Yeah.
Alright, gonna use a heal potion. The pinheads really hurt. We would have less HP and defense if this were like a serious attempt. You'd only have maybe 182 to 184 max HP, and that thing could definitely one-shot you. So yeah, they kind of sting. Amusingly enough, in low percent, you actually have enough agility to outspeed. Because you actually have to grind past 130 agility in percent.
Oh my gosh, Olivia.
I think what Olivia is saying to you, Garby, is you better prepare to be assimilated. I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
This entire final dungeon is very much kind of it's a thing. So remember what I said about being an extra checkerboard room? Here we are.
Yeah. Oh, the repuns in chat are wonderful. Yeah, I'm also pretty hungry, yeah.
So I think we might have time for 1 or 2 more donations if there are any. We are almost to the final boss.
Well, I'll just talk a little bit about the event that we're doing. So this is Undefined Behaviour, a showcase and speedrunning marathon centered around queering games and queerness in games. For this marathon, we're exploring glitchy, unusual, and marathon unsafe runs, as well as adjacent and related queer gaming content. We queer games when we reject limits and rules, when we play in atypical ways, and when we read diversity into stories and themes. This is the very first Undefined Behaviour Marathon, and we're so excited to share all these games and showcases with you.
Alright, well, thank you for that, Garby. We are just about at the end of the run, so I think I'm going to... unfortunately, all of the walking really is necessary. There is no shortcuts that we can use to cut down on all of this walking. It's just kind of hugging the walls where we can to avoid hitting random encounter chances. It's all that we can really do to save time and try to get out of the fights as quickly as possible. But yeah, we have this screen rather than I'm just leaving plus 1, 2. This screen here, and then the last screen is where we fight the final boss. So Shannon arrives one more time. Shannon is a puppet of Mammon, meant to guide us to Mammon, get us enough strength so we can use the orbs in the book and the key in order so Mammon can be free and wreak havoc on Seltland or whatever. So there's Mammon, aka the purple space alien, as I sometimes refer to it. I mean, it's a purple space alien. I don't know what kind of Pokemon that is. Must be a legendary. But since Mammon is absolutely gigantic, he of course takes lots and lots of hits from my avalanche. Was that a Faria pun? That's what I'm hearing. I missed a Faria pun. Anyway, you get ready on time. It'll be very soon.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Any second. Time.
GG. That was a Gria run. Okay, that was a little too far.
And that is the entirety of the ending. You don't get more ending than that. You wanted more of an ending? No more ending for you. You get Baby Rage. You get Baby Rage, and you get a little box of scrolling text, and that's it. No more ending. You want another ending? You play the Japanese version. They actually added in an ending. Yeah, so we defeated Mammon, and Mammon's like, life, I hated it, death, peaceful sleep, because Mammon hated life, because he's like the embodiment of evil, blah. And Shannon's like, hey, I thought I was just a puppet made to serve Mammon, but it turns out, hey, I'm not really bound to Mammon for eternity, and now I'm going to go off on an adventure beyond Seltland and find my humanity and my reason for existence. And so I knew that you could always beat Mammon because you're stronger and you could overcome all, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, that is all of Quest 64. That is the All Spirits 98 Spirits run. I don't know where we are as far as getting the marathon ready for the next run. I'm Ria. I run a lot of different games, a lot of RPGs. I do speed runs of this Quest RPG for the Game Boy Color, which is an enhanced remake. Paper Mario, Legaia 1, Legaia 2, Star Ocean 2, Wild Arms 3. I'm also running Paper Clips, which is actually a surprisingly fun run to do. So I run a lot of RPGs that people don't hear much about. So if you are interested in some or all of those, well, here I am. Assistant producer MIA, missing in action. Yeah, that's a great descriptor of this run. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go get a little bit of nom-noms and watch some other runs. So thanks all for having me, and I'll try to do better next time, whenever that may be. Until then, Ria loves all of you, except for you. You know who you are.